Welcome to Muff. What a year. This is the Bears 2025 season in review. Muffed! 7 of the Bears' 12 wins came in games they trailed inside the final 2 minutes, the most by any team since the 1970 merger. 7. We're going to walk through how Ben Johnson turned this offense into a top 10 unit in year 1, what Caleb Williams unlocked once the playbook opened up, and the one number on defense that explains both the magic and the ceiling, 11-6. First NFC North title since 2018. First playoff win since 2010, a divisional round loss to the Rams, 20-17, that ended the run 1 possession short. The cardiac Bears were real, and the data smashes it home. Let's set the table. Chicago scored 25.8 a game and gave up 24.4, a thin margin that explains why so many Sundays came down to the final drive. The offense finished plus 48 in passing, expected points added, and plus 39 in rushing. That metric measures how much each snap improved your chances of scoring, and being positive on both sides puts you in the league's top quarter. The defense was a wild ride, 33 takeaways, best in football, but only plus 18 expected points added allowed through the air, dead middle of the pack, and the variance was extreme from kickoff to January. They lost by 31 in Detroit in week 2, then dropped 47 on the Bengals in week 9. They beat the Eagles by 9 in Philly in week 13 and muffed a 14-point lead in San Francisco in week 17. Cardiac is the right word. No median game existed. Now let's talk about the passing offense. Williams threw for 3,942 yards, the most by any Bear in a single season ever, with 27 touchdowns against just 7 interceptions, and the unit churned out 71 explosive plays of 20-plus yards, 84th percentile league-wide. But the shape of the year is the bigger story, boom or bust depending on who was healthy. Through week 13, Rome Odunze was the field stretcher with a 35% air yard share before he disappeared from the lineup. After that, Colston Loveland became the engine. The rookie tight end finished with 58 catches, 713 yards, 6 touchdowns, and plus 47.5 receiving expected points added. Best on the team. The defining throw of the year tells you the whole identity. Week 9 in Cincinnati, 25 seconds left, down 42-41, 1st and 10 from their own 42. Williams hits Loveland down the middle for 58 yards, and the score, Chicago wins 47-42. Aggressive, late vertical clutch. Now let's dig into the rushing offense, the quietly elite unit on this roster. The Bears averaged 145 rushing yards a game on plus 39 expected points added, 91st percentile, and they did it as a true committee with a steady floor week to week. DeAndre Swift carried the lead back load, 1,087 yards on 223 carries, 9 touchdowns, and plus 244 rushing yards over expected, meaning he gained 244 more yards than an average back would have on the same blocks, half a yard over expected every single touch. Behind him, Kyle Monaghan added 783 yards and 5 short yardage scores. Unlike the passing game, the ground attack didn't disappear in the losses. Even in the week 2 beating in Detroit, even in the week 14 loss in Green Bay, the run game stayed on schedule. That's the floor that kept this team in games long enough for Williams to engineer the late magic. Next up, the pass defense, where the story splits in half. Chicago led the league in takeaways with 33, the 100th percentile, and the 23 interceptions were also a league high. But the underlying pass defense was middling, plus 18 expected points added allowed, 50th percentile, and 35 sacks at just the 34th percentile. The takeaways were doing the heavy lifting, masking a pass rush that generated pressure on only 23% of dropbacks. Boom or bust by design. Tremaine Edmonds was the centerpiece of the takeaway machine, and the Bears were never going to win a clean game against a clean offense. They were going to win by stealing 2 possessions. Look at week 9 in Cincinnati again. Up 4 to start the 4th, Austin Booker strip sacks Joe Flacco and Jervon Dexter recovers. Later, up 41-27, Edmonds picks off Flacco in the red zone, 2 possessions gone. The Bears scored 47 and needed every one because the pass defense never actually stopped Cincinnati between the 20s. Ball hawking, not stifling. And the run defense, the cleanest meat on the roster. Chicago allowed 134.8 rushing yards a game, 4.3 a carry, and exactly 0 expected points added per carry. League average, full stop. Plus 0.68 expected points added allowed for the entire season, 44th percentile, and boomer bust week to week. They held Cleveland to single digits in week 15, then watched San Francisco run wild in week 17. The takeaway machine bailed this group out more than once. But over 17 games, the run defense was a passenger on the takeaway bus, not a driver of wins. Muffed! Season MVP is Caleb Williams, and it's not particularly close. 3,942 passing yards, a Bears franchise record, 27 touchdowns to 7 picks, plus 42 passing expected points added, and 8 fourth quarter comebacks counting the playoffs, which ties the all-time NFL record. The one thing this roster has to fix, the pass rush, 35 sacks and a 23% pressure rate, put Chicago in the 34th and 25th percentiles respectively, and a defense that relies entirely on takeaways to win possessions eventually meets an offense that doesn't turn it over. That's the Bears 2025 season. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want this every week when the season kicks off, subscribe to the Bears feed wherever you're listening. 2, if you want the same treatment for your fantasy roster, head to muff.ai and we'll build you a custom weekly show. That's the wrap.